Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. CNN News 18 has accessed more information on the PFI's terror plot in Bihar. Now, sources have told us that agencies are verifying various phone numbers that were in a WhatsApp group with connections to the Ghazwa-e-Hind. The phone numbers allegedly belong to Pakistani and Bangladeshi nationals. But here's the twist, that some of these numbers appear in other investigations into terror recruitment conducted by the NIA. Sources also telling us that the third accused in the plot, Tahir, is mentally unstable according to claims made by his family. He was also allegedly a lone wolf who was on the radar of Pakistani handlers.
फुलवाड़ी शरीफ मामले में जो जांच टीम है वो दरअसल बीती रात जोकीहाट के अरतिया गांव में पहुंची थी और तस्वीर जो है आप देख सकते हैं कि यह उसी शख्स का घर है जहां पर जो जांच टीम पहुंची थी। जो हालांकि स्थानीय लोग खुलकर इस पर कुछ बताना नहीं चाह रहे हैं और जो ज़िले के पुलिस कप्तान हैं उन्होंने भी इस मामले में कुछ बोला नहीं है। मोहम्मद एहसान का यह घर है और जिसे आरोपी बनाया गया है इस मामले में। क्या कहना चाहते हैं आप एहसान का जो नाम एफआईआर में दर्ज हुआ है?
एहसान को ये कहना चाहते हैं कि वो बेचारा बहुत शरीफ है और इसमें मामले में कोई आदमी उसको साजिश किया, उसको इसमें फंसाया गया और
एसडीपीआई में जान के
फंसाया गया और उसको यहाँ कोई जानकारी नहीं था। पहले उसको जानकारी कहीं से नहीं था, कोई प्रूफ नहीं था। वो कोटे में उसका ट्रेनिंग कर रहा था जब पढ़ रहे थे और इंजीनियर के काम किए हैं।
Now, before we go any further and before I get in my colleagues as well, let's look at the top 5 revelations coming in from what sources are telling CNN News 18. The first, of course, is focus of WhatsApp chats of the Ghazwa-e-Hind group. As I pointed out, Bangladeshi and Pakistani numbers as part of various chats that are now currently under the scanner. Whereas, as I pointed out, Pakistan and Bangladesh numbers part of the group. But the twist also is that some of these numbers are already been highlighted by various other agencies as investigations. Pak or Bangladesh handlers recruited and radicalized locals. This, of course, is the big issue to focus on here. Many foreign numbers also appear in other NIA probes, as I pointed out, that this, of course, is very crucial. And the main accused, Tahir, and as far as what the family is claiming, appears to be mentally unstable and as of now, a lone wolf. Let me first bring in my colleague, Saurabh Rathore, who's been tracking all these developments for us. So, Saurabh, this plot is only getting bigger with more details that we've accessed here on CNN News 18. First, I want to talk to you about this main accused, Tahir. Now, the family is claiming that he is mentally unstable. With details that we're putting out, it also looks like he was possibly working as a lone wolf. What do we know about the main accused so far?
Ridhima, as far as we know, Tahir was born in 1996 in Fulwari Sharif. His family lives in Gaya district of Bihar, and we are also learning that some of his relatives are living in Karachi in Pakistan. So these are the details of the family members. Now, if we talk about Tahir's mental health, we got to know through his father, who showed us a document of AIMS Patna, wherein it was written that Tahir was medically unfit to do independent work. His IQ level was 70 to 75. That was mentioned in that report after the IQ test done in AIMS. So these, on one side, the father of Tahir, he was saying that because he is mentally unstable, so it can be a possibility that some radicalized person from abroad, because he used to see his phone and he used to be on his phone most of the time, so there was a possibility that some people from other country might have radicalized him too. This was accepted on camera by his father. Now, if we talk about the police, and when asked that is he mentally unstable, the ASP Manish Kumar, he gave a bold statement saying that he is not only radicalized, he is heavily radicalized. And this was the statement given by police, and he said that the ASP also said that it was not a job of a normal man to handle and become an administrator of a Ghazwa-e-Hind group. So the police claimed that Tahir was heavily radicalized. And if we talk about other persons, the chats that was recovered from his phone, it had two groups. Ghazwai Hind group that had members of 181 people, and Tahir was the admin of that group, and also among those 181 members there were people from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Yemen also, and Turkey also. If we talk about the other group, the second group had only 10 members,
Okay.
but the people were from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Turkey.
Okay.
So these people were there on the group, and now the police are claiming that most of the numbers were already there on the radar.
True.
And these same people were there in the group.
Right.
And now,
Saurabh,
if we
I'll just
talk
request
about
you to stay on with us. Our colleague Arunima is also now joining us from our newsroom. Arunima, I want to understand, as far as the modus operandi, as far as radicalization was concerned, very, very clear that you identify them and then you train them. But this time around, it just doesn't end with training these youth, but also sending these radicalized youth into interior parts of villages to ensure that more people can be radicalized.
By saying that Patna police has registered two different FIRs. So there are two different angles to this radicalization module that we are talking about. One is being called lone wolf. Tahir is the one who is being called a lone wolf. He got this WhatsApp group together. In that group, there are members from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, phone numbers which have been flagged off by agencies because in their previous investigations in Kashmir, in southern part of the country, these phone numbers have emerged. And why are these numbers significant? Because they feel that these numbers belong to potential recruiters and handlers. What is it that the agencies and the National Investigation Agency has seen over the years? That Pakistan-based operatives scout for potential recruits on the World Wide Web. They see for people. If you like a page which is of radical Islam on Facebook, they immediately get an alert. If you're seeing a particular video on YouTube which propagates that kind of Islam, you're immediately contacted, and then you're asked to join a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group or a Signal group, and that is how things proceed. So that's what happens on the dark web. True. What is happening here is a step further. Here comes the second case, which is the Popular Front of India SDPI case. What the police is claiming is that these people had rented a premises in Sabzi Bagh area, telling the house owner that we want to help poor students, poor girls. Exactly what was happening was they were being given training in sword fighting, in martial art, and then being told, when you go back to your village or when you go back to your locality, ensure each one of you train 10 other people. So that is what they were planning to do, and they've also received evidence, this is what the police claims, that from Kerala, from Tamil Nadu, from Karnataka, Maulanas, there was a front organization called Imam Council floated. Maulanas were brought in, sent to interiors of Simanchal and Mithilanchal, Darbhanga, Madhubani area, and there when the Friday namaz happens, the local Imam or the local Maulana was being told, you must speak about this, Nupur Sharma being one issue. So people who so far may be unaware of what is happening in the world at large, busy with their day-to-day life, the attempt is to radicalize them, get them inflamed, and to quote police sources, to subvert the system.
Okay. Arunima, I'll request